Okay guys, how's it going today? So, another really super cold day again. It's actually too damn cold out. I got my heater going again, but I guess what good it'll do, I don't know, but it's not even that freaking warm, really. Well, the way I got my plastic's not exactly the best either. It's kind of opened, and I guess it just keeps kind of letting all the cold air in pretty much. So anyways, I got a couple of things to tell you guys. The first thing is about the give you guys an update on the washer pipe install that I did there a while ago. It's been working pretty good. Some people were saying that it could possibly start leaking now because I didn't do whatever I had to do to the pipe, you know, to keep it from leaking. And tell you the truth, it hasn't been leaking. It's been doing pretty good. You got to remember, this is not going to be under like full pressure or anything, so it's not going to leak. It'll just go right through it, and you wouldn't even know it was there. So it moves pretty quick. So I don't think it'll leak. It's not going to be a big deal. The only thing that I got going on with it is my mom likes to wash her clothes on a double rinse kind of thing, and that takes a lot of water, especially when she does big loads. So I let it fill up first time, like the first rinse there or whatever you call it. That filled it up. Then I waited for the next round to come around to fill it up again. What's happening is that when the thing gets full from the first load of clothes, the water actually starts going back out the drain thing for the house. Because when the snow melts along the side of the house, it goes along and gets the side of the concrete, and then I guess there's like a pipe or something under there or something, I don't know, and then the water leaks into that, and then it drips into the sub pump, and then it pumps it out. I don't know how that works, but that's actually getting filled up with the washer water, because it's right now the water is going higher than that. So what's happening is the water doesn't trip the pump, because the water level, it'll get to the max, but for some reason it's not turning it on like it should. I think what happens is that the water level gets to a certain point, and then that's it, because then it starts going out the drain. That's actually for the snow melting around the house. So I put in 2 full loads of water in it, never trips it on. So it's kind of weird how it's doing that, but whatever. So the only concern I got now, and I won't be able to test this till spring, is if the washer water and the snow water would trip it, because I don't know how bad it'll be this year, because we don't have a lot of snow up along the side of the house. I mean, I've been keeping most of it away, but it still comes on no matter what, but less. But I want to test it now and see if that water's coming in, the snow water and the washer water are both going in, would the pump be able to handle all that. I won't know until the snow starts to melt, but for now it's working fine. I don't really have to worry about it overflowing, because it will just go into the snow pipe, or the snow water pipe, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know what you really call them, but somehow all that snow water is getting into my sub pump. That's the way it was designed. So when the snow melts around the house, it goes into the sub pump, because you can see a pipe there. And sometimes Well, the last couple of years when we've had some really bad snow, that was just the water was just pouring right out. I mean, my pump was coming on every minute. So, but last year it came on and off, so it wasn't too bad. But the thing is, I want to know, is it going to work when there's also snow water coming in? I mean, I suppose at some point it would trip the pump on. But see, the thing is, I can't test it good enough to see if... the pump seems to do fine. It seems to remove it quick, but... sometimes that pipe out there, or that pipe in the sub pump, can really be pushing a lot of water out. So, same with the washer hose, or the washer pipe. So it's kind of going to be a mystery. I think I need to redo this, too. Should actually... that's not going to work either. Because now I got a big cavity here now because it kind of fell over on me. I got it clamped there, and I got it clamped there, and I got it clamped there. I probably should clamp it right there too. I got some extra clamps anyway. So so far the pump, like I said, can handle it because it never trips the pump on. So my mom actually had washed 2 loads of clothes, but she had them both on a double rinse. So, and I stood there for most of it, and it did fine. The real test will be when I got snow water coming in with that. So, I don't know if they make any of those kind of pumps bigger. I know you can probably get them bigger in as like a submersible pump. I guess I could go to that, but I'd rather have like a pedestal pump. I guess that's what that is. I'd rather find maybe something a little bit bigger. But that's if we have to go bigger. I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know if they even make them bigger than that. Because right now that pump is hooked up to a 1.5-inch pipe. So, I don't know. Like I said, it moves it. But the real test will be when we have the washer water and the snow water going in there and into together. Right now it's just the washer water. So it's not too bad. And of course, in a lot of soap too, but actually the soap actually disappears after a few minutes, so that's actually kind of a good thing because then there will be more. The soap, I've already tested it, and the soap won't overflow because I was kind of worried that maybe the water would get so high that the soap would actually start coming over the hole there, and it don't. It just barely, but by the time the water gets to that point, then it's already done. Then it's doing its spin on the washer, and then there's nothing really coming out. So then in the meantime, while it's pushing out whatever water's remaining in the clothes from it does its spin, the water level starts to drop because it's going into that pipe now. I don't know what damage it'll do to that because that's underground, so I don't think the frost gets to it. I really doubt it because it would probably be underneath the concrete a little bit. So, not too concerned about it. But what happens is that, I guess, I had to turn on the pump manually just to get the water out because it wasn't coming on like I thought it would. And I had my pump set in such a way where it will come on when the water level gets just right to the bitter top, and then I have it set to where it'll suck it right down to where it starts sucking air almost. So there's really a big gap between. You can set them any way you want them. The smaller you have the setting, the less time it'll stay on. Like it'll stay on for a few seconds, or just to remove like a little bit. See, I want to remove all that. I want to remove that whole thing. So I have it. It was set where it only sucked halfway, and I was like, "Well, what good is that gonna do me?" So I had reset it, and actually it's on the float. There's little rubber pieces. You set those plastic bits there, and that sets your float, and so then your float will turn on and off whenever the rubber things hit the switch. So I have that set in such a way where it takes longer for it to fill up and it runs longer. But really, if you think about it, it really doesn't run much longer because that pump can move it pretty good. So I'm not too concerned about it. Like I said, the only reason why I would have to probably go to a bigger pump if I could would be because of how much water would be coming in with the snow and the washer water. Once you get all that going together, that'll fill up really quick. But I think if it did trip the pump should suck it out and then it should be fine again. But that I won't be able to test until spring. And it won't really be a good test either because I have removed most of the snow from the house. But there's still there's the frost, and then you got that thin layer of snow that's been crushed by the four-wheeler. So there is some snow on the ground, but it's been all crushed. And there is some snow up against the house too that I put there for insulation kind of like stuff. So, but I need more snow to do a better job. I usually cover up the basement windows, most of them anyway, because they have foam on them anyway. So there's really no point of letting cold air come in. So last year I filled them up with snow. So that, I don't know if it really made much of a difference, but it helped, I suppose. So yeah, that's what's been going on with that. The heat is finally getting pretty hot now, but I gotta redo my plastic. I don't know what else the frick to do. I was thinking of maybe taking that blue plastic and running it across. That would probably be a good idea. And redo this sumbitch too. Because all my heat just rises and then tries to heat the roof. I could do that. That probably would help. I know the plastic's got holes in it, but it would probably be better than nothing. I'm actually going to redo that after this video. It's minus 20 out, so it's really freaking cold, but... So yeah, anyways, there was a YouTuber, I cannot remember your name. I know it started with a C. It's been a long time subscriber of mine. Well, probably not long, but long enough that I don't remember anymore, but... he had a question on, or he was wanting to know what the hell I was talking about with my energy saving thing. He didn't know what the hell I was talking about. He thought I was talking about a furnace or something. No, I don't have a furnace. I have those baseboard heater doohies, which are kind of stupid. I mean, they work good, but it makes the air so dry. I wake up every morning, my throat completely dry. It just locks up, and every time I swallow, it hurts. That's how dry my throat is. Well, I have to breathe through my mouth because I can't breathe through my freaking nose because my nose is always all damn plugged up. I might be allergic to my cats. I don't know. So, because I've kind of had that for a long time. I've had it ever since I've had cats, so I think that's probably why. But so, anyways, he wanted to know what the hell I was talking about, that energy saving thing for my house. And I did take a little shot of it here. Maybe I'll try to fit it in here. If not, then I'll put it at the end of this video, but I might try to split it in and you can watch it quicker. But what that thing does is it controls, like I've said it before, it controls how much power I use. So, like, he was saying that no matter what, your outlets have full power, no matter what. It's just once you plug them in, then it powers your device. Well, see, I don't know 100% how these things work, but what I'm thinking is that they're not sending power to them. Or if they are, then they're probably sending very little. I don't know, but it's kind of hard for me to explain because I don't really know much about it myself. But I know that it helps me save money because it's only giving me enough power to run my things. It's really the only way I can explain it to you. Because when you, like, I don't know how to explain it because it's really hard, but bottom line is it's only giving my house power when I ask for it. See, right now my house is it's on a 200 amp, well, it's fully 200 amps, and apparently I'm using about 95% of those things. I don't know, those breakers, I don't know what for, but most of them are blank, so I don't know what the hell I'm powering there, but see, my baseboard heaters I think are hooked to that too, because even though, see, on the thermostat, you'd have a thermostat that you would set to your heater. That would tell you would set that and then your heater would kick on. Well, I think that energy thing is also hooked to that. So then when the thermostat says, okay, well, this room is now at a certain temperature, let's shut off. it kills 100% of the power to them. But you can also set them to where they just slightly come on, where it just sends a little bit of power out and kind of keeps the room a little toasty. But if you were to turn it off, then it would obviously, then you would have no power going to it. But see, even if you turn them off at the switch, you're still sending power to the heaters because it's going through the wiring. It's just that the switch is off, and the switch is saying, no, we don't want to send power to the heater. So what's happening is that I think the energy saving thing is possibly, when I say turn off, besides turning it off at the switch, it's also turning it off beyond that. So then the wiring coming up from the panel or from the breaker to the switch, that whole area is now dead too. I think that's how that's working. I'm not sure because I've never done research on them. I can probably do it, but that's what I'm thinking that they're doing, because I can control how much power I need. Right now I think I'm set at 3. You'll see it in the video. And that, I think, like I said, controls the power. So I'm not fully powering my house. Like, see, my house is not normal. Not probably like your house would be. Not like houses nowadays would be. My house has, well, you know how most outlets have the double plugins, standard for your home. The top one in every bedroom, well, we only have 2 bedrooms. Well, you can include the living room because it's the same setup. The top outlet, the top plug-in, is on a on and off switch. And I didn't really know that until I moved in, and I thought, well, that's kind of stupid, because I have to have my switches on to power that top outlet, because I got some stuff plugged into that. I think it would help too if, in order for us to save money, would be to turn off the top switch, obviously. But see, we use most of our outlets, so we kind of have to leave it running. Because our house, most houses nowadays have a light up on the ceiling and it's on its own separate switch. My house doesn't have that. My house does not have lights on top of the ceiling. I have to literally run lamps, into an outlet. See, my house, like I said, my house was designed to save energy, even though I think it's doing a pretty poor job. But it would probably help if I had some better insulation in the roof too and stuff. But so I don't know, it's really hard to kind of explain how that thing works because I've never done research on them, but all I know is that they call it a energy saving and I can control it. You'll see it in the video, which maybe I'll try to fit it in now if I possibly could. So, like I said, I don't know if that would... I'm not sure how that works. Honestly, I don't. But all I know is that it's supposed to save me money. I can turn it down, and the damn thing starts to holler at me. It actually beeps. Well, see, now I'm using over my limit that I have set it at. If I set it at 2, I'm actually pulling more than that. And then it starts to beep and saying, okay, well, you're over your limit. Shut something down. So, I don't know how that, like I said, if that energy saving thing is hooked up to everything, it has to be. If not, I'm only thinking probably the top outlets and the heaters. That's the only thing that's really demanding. Well, I could shut the top outlets off, but I can't. I would have to do a different setup where only the bottom outlets are being used, and then the top outlets we don't use. I guess I could rearrange some things and shut that top outlet off, but I'm kind of greedy and I kind of need my power, so I don't know. It's getting kind of close to spring now, so it doesn't really matter at this point. But, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. So, yeah, because I noticed what happens, because it's the same way in the living room. We have that outlet, the top outlets are controlled with that on and off switch, which is the dumbest way of going, but you can change it, but it would cost a lot of money because it would have to be rewired. So, well, probably, well, a little, I'd have to have a little bit of rewiring done to it, but not by much. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about wiring. I'm not really into the electrician stuff. I mean, I would like to be, but I can only learn one thing at a time. So right now I'm just trying to do a little bit of everything. And yeah, my cold finger is literally touching the heater, and it feels pretty good. My back is cold now. Poor. I could just sit on the heater and warm my butt up. That would work too. So, yeah, I don't know exactly how, like I said, how that works, but it's an energy saving thing. That's what it does. So, now most homes nowadays probably don't have that, and they don't have that stupid switch thing either, where the top outlets get shut off. I think back in the 70s that was the way to go if you wanted to save energy. Now it's more about insulation, thicker windows, better doors, yada yada yada, you know, better built homes. Now you can just suck all the power you want and not have to worry about it, because you're saving money through your insulation and your other crap. So the things that the way my house is set up now, I don't think it probably could still be done, but you don't really need them because obviously your house is better. And my water heater is a energy saving thing too, so it only takes power. It only heats the water up when I ask for it. It doesn't it doesn't heat the water up, like, it doesn't constantly keep the water steaming hot. I don't know. I don't know how they work. I guess it just gently heats the water up. I don't know. It's not like those cheap things that just suck all the power and, like, yeah, you get hot water no matter what. You know, I mean, nowadays the better way would be to go is with those tankless water heaters, where it heats the water as soon as you say, okay, I want hot water. You don't even need a hot water heater anymore. It's like a hot water heater, but it only takes the water from the pipe and heats that. It doesn't heat the whole tank, and then you got that tank standing by. See, the water heaters that we have are just standby heater tanks. You know, nowadays it's just instantly hot, and then there you go. You don't have to have it standing by all day, wasting energy heating it. So, even though my water heater is designed to save energy, I don't think it's obviously not going to be any better. It's not as good as what the stuff nowadays is. I mean, I could go get a tankless water heater and I could probably save easily $50 on my electricity bill. Really, probably even more. Just, I don't know what my heater takes, but it's more of an energy saving sumbitch. So it's really good, but she's at the end of her life now too. She's pretty rusted on the bottom. But I have no way of getting a new one put in because no one wants to do it. Not as of yet. Unless I call them bitch about it, or unless it blows. Well, if it blows, then they can clean out the water because I told you to do it in the first place. But they wouldn't do it, so maybe I'll have them try to do it this summer. I'll be like, you know, I don't want to have to worry about it, so just do it. So, and another thing with my plumber, the first plumber, I'm not sure when he'll take his money. Same thing with the second plumber. I've mailed them out a check on payday, and they still haven't cashed it yet. So I don't know if they cash at the end of the month, or if they just don't want their damn money. But I think the second plumber, he will take his money, but the first one, I really don't know, because he's that kind of a person where, is it really even worth taking the money? You know, or they don't need the money because they make tons of money doing bigger jobs. So if he doesn't cash my first check, then I'm not going to pay him anymore. The first plumber, I mean. The second one, I'm going to keep paying him. Because he showed up and he actually did what I asked him. I mean, he did the main thing. He was very helpful on that. So he deserves to get paid. So the first plumber, if he cashes it, then I'll pay it, because I could have that paid off probably easily within a month or two, depending on how much I can give him. Right? I can hear a snowcat, but if this first plumber doesn't cash his check by the 4th of next month, because then that check won't be any good then, because I guess the checks go bad after a month, and the way it's set up for me is that every 4th or so it'll go bad, so then they're out of money. Well, I gave you a check, and you should have cashed it ahead of time, and you refused, so I'm not going to pay you anymore. So because I'm not going to keep sending out these checks and then you don't cash them. I mean, he might. I don't know. They might do it more towards the end of the month. I don't know. Most plumbers, I suppose, probably would. I know that when I can't remember who the hell. I know I called someone else and they didn't. Oh yeah, it was the guy for the 4-wheeler when I had taken Bigger Ed in to get the starter fixed. He didn't cash it until the end of the month. He said that's when I do it. I was like, oh, okay. That was like $180 deal right there just for Bigger Ed's starter. Well, it wasn't the starter, it was the wire. They had to find it. Well, that's easy with the damn, multimeter thing. I'm thinking about getting one of those too. Multimeters, you can check the voltage coming through your wires or the resistance or whatever. I can get a cheap one. So, well, not cheap, but there's one on sale for like $20. Not on Northern Tool, it's actually on that other website where I got my thing for my TV. I kind of liked it. Plus it was blue. And it was kind of like a smaller version of that. I don't need a big clumsy thing, right? So, and I need that for my battery too. I can test my battery voltage and stuff and see if my battery's still any good. It should be. I mean, it's on a tender, but I guess they do kind of get weak after a while, but she's been tenderizing all winter, so. And as you guys probably have noticed too, I haven't done any cold starts to it, to the John Deere. I don't think I'm going to anymore. I think we get the point. It turns over no matter what, and I don't want to keep burning up my starter, so I think we'll let her go now into spring. And then spring I'm going to drop the mower deck, because I kind of have to, because I got my thing stuck in it, the thing for the safety shield. I usually put the safety shield up when I'm mowing the thick stuff, and I forgot that the cable, that metal wire that I had hooked to it, I had wrapped it around my lift arm, and then I had slid the mower deck into that, and then now my mower deck's got that pinched. So, gonna have to drop the mower deck to get my steel wire back out, so that'll be fun, but so yeah. But yeah, the energy saving thing, I don't really know what it does. It just saves me money. Because I had taken it off one year and my bill went through the freaking roof. It was unreal. So it did help. So I'm keeping her on, I guess, now. I think too it would probably help if I maybe rewired my room a little bit to where I didn't use the top outlets. Because the bottom ones, so here's the bottom one, let's say. Well, you get 2 of these obviously, but I think the bottom ones are running 24/7. It's the top one that you can turn off. So you can have a lamp plugged into it, and then you want a light come on, you can hit the switch. It's almost the same thing as if you were to have a light on top of your ceiling wall. They just wired it to the outlet instead of putting a light up on top of the ceiling, which is kind of dumb. I'd liked a ceiling light. I could call an electrician and have them rewire it and put a light in, but I make it do with that big. The lamp that I got in my bedroom does pretty good. I can bend it too. So, well, the light that I'm using right now actually has a double light on it. It's got the big main light, and it's got like one of those little twisty lights on it. And I have that one running because the big top one blew out, so I just started using the little one. And I got a couple other lamps too, so if I blow up that one, I can just go grab one down in the basement, and there we go. So, well, yeah, actually, I don't think I actually probably could do that because I couldn't shut off the top outlet because, well, every outlet in my room is that same way, but my TV, where my TV's plugged into, I have my surge protector hooked to that, and the surge protector gets screwed into that. I would have to change my surge protectors. I got the ones where it takes, it screws in. I have an older one where it takes both outlets, but now the ones I got just take the one. And I don't think I could move it down because then it wouldn't screw it. It wouldn't fit right then. So I would have to change over to the ones where they just plug in and you lay them on the floor. I would have to change that and then just leave the top switch off. But then again, I'd probably be maxing that out pretty close too. Because believe it or not, I actually have, well, I had 2 surge protectors. The one was mine, and then when they did their fiber optic bullshit, they put in another one. They plugged it right into mine. Because I had maxed out mine. And there was one left. So then they did it that way. I don't know what they would have done if I would have had used them all. I don't know if they would have had to have have an electrician run one or something. I don't know what they would have done. They would have figured something out. But there's no way in hell I would have let them run an extension cord all the way across to my floor just to another outlet to power that. You know, like you can do your own sumbitch, you know. So, but yeah, so I don't know. I could probably, rewire my room a little bit, and then I could shut off that top switch, and it would probably save me a little bit of money that way too. I might think about it. I know that my fan and my light are on a, well, the fan's not, but my light and stuff is on a surge protector, and I actually got that hanging on the wall. It's kind of like this. See, this is a. I'm not sure if it's a surge protector, but it's it's like this, but it's longer, right? This is just those plain white ones, and I actually have my light plugged into that, and then I can flip it on and off as I need power, so it works pretty good. So, and then of course to charge my cell phone and stuff too, it all plugs into that. I might actually just plug my fan into that too, and then drop it down, so then I'm not using that top outlet. I don't know. It probably wouldn't really matter. So, yeah, and then I got my computer plugged into the top one too. I could probably move that down and redo the TV too, and that would probably help it. And then I could probably shut off that top outlet, but I don't know. So with that energy saving Dewey, it works. It has worked. This summer I probably could actually turn it down a little more now because I won't be running the heaters. So I might actually turn it down a little bit more. So right now, what am I at? 3? I could probably go down to 2.5, maybe 2. So what happens is that when you start demanding too much power and it starts beeping at you, because that's what it'll do, it'll start beeping. You either start turning stuff off, or you just turn it up. So what I did is when I started beeping, I just started turning it up until it just stop beeping. Because well, I need to power my TV, I need to power this and that, so I kind of have to have it. So I just kind of, turned it up a hair bit and it stopped beeping. And it's been fine ever since. So, but maybe this summer I don't know, I'll maybe redo my room, and I could even, the living room, I can't do the living room because, actually I probably fucking could. I don't know, I'd have to try that. Just do my room and then flip that switch off and see if I get power to all my outlets. Because I think the bottom ones, you still get power. But the top one you don't, because that's hooked to the on-off switch, which is dumb. But whatever. Maybe I'll do what I can to start saving some money and start doing better stuff. But, yeah, I forgot too that I'll put the link to that guy's YouTube channel. I forgot your name, but I'll put the link below. So go find his subscribe button and click it. Give him a sub and give him a sub sandwich too if he wants that. I don't know if he likes that kind, but if you're gonna sub his channel, you might as well give him a sub too, alright? A sub sandwich. I haven't had a sub sandwich in a long time. Last time I had one, well, it was a few years ago. I had one. The bread was pretty dried out. Like, what the hell's this mess? Yeah, whatever. So yeah, anyways, guys, I'm gonna probably take off. I'm gonna maybe let my heater start cooling down a little bit. I'm going to actually I'm going to leave that going because I'm actually going to maybe go warm up for a minute. Sorry for the close-up there. And I'm actually going to maybe redo this plastic And then maybe I'll throw that blue one on top. Maybe that'll hold some more heat in. That could probably help too. So yeah, anyways guys, I'm going to tag off. I'm going to start uploading this video. Hopefully I can get her up today. And then, so yeah, I don't know if that answered your question. I really kind of doubt it because I don't really know a lot of them. But you've probably seen the clip. If not, then you'll probably see it at the end. But I'm going to try to edit it where I can stab it in that section there where I stop talking. So you won't really know that because I'll have edited that. I'm trying to learn how to use YouTube editing, and it's been going pretty good for me. So yeah, anyways guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. Take her easy. Thank you.